do we need Vedic math or a bunch of shortcuts to crack CAT? And to start with, I'm going to download on Vedic math. Vedic math is just bull. And there's nothing Vedic about it. I would argue there's not much math about it. It's a bunch of gimmicks. They're parlor tricks. And so it's not conceptually heavy-handed. It's not a breakthrough in mathematics. Vedic math was dug up and put together and given fancy name by somebody about 40, 50 years ago. It's hardly half a century old. This is not definitely from the Vedic era or something. And so this is beautifully packaged, beautifully marketed. And it's a bunch of computational tricks. CAT has stayed away from computational speed checking for a long time now, 15, 20 years. They give you an on-screen calculator. So Vedic math is just bull, and stay away from it. Can Vedic math still be useful? See, if you take a notebook and multiply and divide and add and subtract and solve questions for computation, and you do 1,000 of those questions, is this useful? Yeah, of course. You'll get better. You'll get better at handling numbers. Is it necessary? Definitely not. Is it the best use of time? Easily not. Should you be spending time on Vedic math now for preparing for CAT? Don't kid yourself. Run away. If somebody says they'll teach you Vedic math, if you're in class 6, class 5, or you're an adult, or you're looking for competitive exams, run from the plague. Run like you would run from the plague, because it is not necessary. On-screen calculators are present in almost all relevant exams. Speed in this exam comes from speed of figuring out, speed of picking the method, speed of landing on the approach. The best guys, they'll read about 75% of the question. They already know the method. They're jumping into the method and doing it. The computation speed comes from looking at that number and looking at 8.33% of 144 and saying 8.33%, hey, that's a good friend of mine. I also call it 1 by 12. That comes from there. Doing 8.33 into a number really quickly is just a wrong way of going about it. And so computational speed, having a natural comfort with numbers, useful. Doing a bunch of tools to improve your computational speed, just complete, utter wrong prioritizing of what you should be doing. I mean, it's just not in the top 100 things you should do to crack an exam. Right? Shortcuts. I'm very wary of shortcuts. Shortcuts are frightfully useful, but they're frightfully useful in narrow context. If you sell two objects, one at a profit of 10%, another at a loss of 10%, and both are at the same selling price, what does the overall transaction look? Some of us have seen this. They'll tell you the answer straight away because we know what this is about. Pick up shortcuts along the way because you're solving questions. You're applying thought. You're doing it from first principles. And then you say, hey, this is a slightly quicker way of doing this. Just putting it together. And in this context, it works. Brilliant. But the problem with having a shortcut heavy approach is, one, every time you have a shortcut, then there's a bunch of contextual things that you'll have to take. Okay, same percentage up and down. Selling price is constant. I want the overall number. The numbers are friendly. Yeah, then I can plug this formula in. Some of these things, they just naturally fit like a glove. And then you can just pick it up and you're done. But several shortcuts become very contrived. They work in a very narrow list of variables, conditions. So you'll spend a lot of time verifying whether those conditions are true. Very often, there are exceptions to it. So what you gain in time through beautifully solving one question 45 seconds sooner, you lose in time by wasting half a minute each on 5 questions because you're thinking, okay, maybe the shortcut will come. You put all those ticks. Out of your 5 conditions, one doesn't work. So you go back to first principles. So, of course, shortcuts help in improving the speed of that one question for which shortcuts are useful. But there's unintended consequences. There's so many other questions where shortcuts are not useful, but you're looking to plug and play. So if some shortcut you beautifully internalized, and you know that, hey, this context it works, I don't even have to pause to think. And I automatically check the condition. By all means, use it. These are the shortcuts that your mind has processed and said, hey, this works for me. Not a bunch of handed down shortcuts. So every time you see some shortcut handed over to you, you get the funda, if you intuitively get why it is happening, why that approach works, in which context it will naturally work, and whether it can be switched on immediately if that context pops up, then pack it on. I would argue keep 7 or 8 such shortcuts in mind. If you're working with 70, 80 shortcuts, nobody has that much RAM. And so don't chase shortcuts. Stay away from Vedic math. Learn from first principles. Improve your approaches. That will give you speed. Improve your way of solving equations. That will give you stamina. But computational speed, not required. Right? Best wishes for CAT.